What do you think? Was there too much energy? 是不是觉得跟前两个环节是不是有点能量爆棚的感觉？
对，我觉得他后面有点没压住自己，我不知道为什么，他一下感觉那个不知道为什么说英语要变调，但因为这个变调会让我听得非常费劲，就可能会走样了，你知道吗？那个声带都撕扯走样，然后这样的话是很不利于
就不松弛了啊。
对，然后就会让人听不明白，有一点点
squeaky 和
对他有点对他是过于夸张，他要是一贯走下来，其实我感觉会比现在这个样子会更好。
就是这个解说这个博物馆的时候，带着这个调容易让人联想成这个
是
带货，
对，不
爆品啊，
对，这是我们博物馆的一款爆品，对，
有那个味儿了啊，
对，有那个。
好，
开个玩笑，
马上来听一听评委对他的这个印象如何。
Annie, your presentation style is full of enthusiasm and life. You are sparky and full of bubbles like a bottle of champagne. Your English is fluent. However, as a judge, I have some advice for you. When you speak over enthusiastically, your voice becomes squeaky and shrill. Keep your enthusiasm, but make your voice and the delivery of your words more measured. Best that you don't bounce around when you give a presentation. Movement, yes. Body language, yes. But sometimes you look like a firecracker.
I'm impressed that someone so young has the confidence to meet strangers by working in the museum. Your delivery is confident and varied, which makes you an engaging person to watch on film. Make sure that your excitement doesn't overcome you when you are explaining things, so that your explanations become unclear.
You did very well. You were very enthusiastic, cheerful, happy, charming. I bet you make a very, very good museum guide. A very natural cadence and rhythm, a clever script. You really sounded like a fluent English speaker, so good job. One small thing, you used the phrase, spare them a French fry. I think we would probably say, give them a French fry. But overall, great. You had good answers. They were right on topic. And I enjoyed your performance.
所以要控制好自己的这个情绪，我觉得这个对于孩子来说确实是一个很难的事儿。但是呢，谁让是我们这个人家对10强，我们必须要提出这样的高要求。好，马上来看一下，我们的姚周行拿到了怎样的分数？哎，不错，341.13分，这是一个很高的分数了啊！
这好像是我们昨天到今天所有的这
超过340了，
对
啊，
第一个
分数，第一高分 ，a new high， 哎，哇哦！好，来，我们掌声祝贺一下他，我们来关注一下我们接下来的这个排分榜的一个变化。好，哎，你的战队一下冲到前面去了啊，今晚有希望了啊！不过后面还有6个人，不要着急。好，我们先 hold 一下。好，
我还是很有信心的。
是的。好，马上来关注一下第5个出场的陈佳玉。
My hometown is Xiamen, the garden city. We have Gulangri Island and delicious seafood. But today I want to introduce Jiageng Chen, who is known by the light of nation. About 100 years ago, China were in war and chaos. Jiageng Chen was a businessman which did a lot of contributions to the country. What is admirable is that he founded 118 schools, like Xiamen University and Jimei Village, but he led a simple life himself. To help these schools survive through the war and economic crisis, Jiageng Chen decisively sold his building and company, because he believed that education can help people get rid of ignorance and make our country better. Today, roads, subways, and asteroids are named in his honor, because we do get better now.
对于这个 native speaker， 就是比如说欧美人来讲的话，他们并不是那么在意我们是不是说的 Chinglish。
对。
但是因为我们是一个 全国最高平台的一个比赛啊，所以必须要在这些很小的细节方面都要去斤斤计较。
因为我们很多小朋友，因为我自己也训练很多小朋友嘛，就写稿是很正常的一件事，但是你的稿子你一定要自己调研的非常清楚，包括这句话我的语调的处理。那再细就细到这个词的发音，比如说刚才有一次 ignorance， 对吧？就它是 ignorance， 那我觉得这种失误是不应该有的，
是很明显，很明显。
加油哦，真的很严格。
好，那接下来我们继续关注他的下一个环节，议题见解会有什么样的不一样的真知灼见。
If my parents suddenly become my children, first of all, I will encourage my dad to try new things and make mistakes and then praise his progress and hard work every day. Because my dad has some good ideas, but he is not confident enough. If we make some changes, he will become better. As for my mom, she's very smart but too strict with herself. Besides, she always wants to do everything better, which makes her anxious and irritable. Therefore, I will take her to travel everywhere, cook and go shopping with her. I believe this experience can make her feel relaxed and safe. No matter what happens, we'll still face this imperfect world together.
其实我觉得内容还是不错，
对
还是那个小问题，就是刚才提到的发音的一些，如果细听的话，确实有一些有瑕疵的地方。
对，
所以这个接下来我们的陈佳玉小朋友还要继续努力啊。这也是希望你今年参加希望之星际戏剧盛典的一个最大的收获，要把你的语言修饰到一个 flawless， 就是无懈可击的这样的一个程度。好，马上来看一看它的最后一个环节 Q&A。
Question number 1. You mentioned the mission of Voice to the World. If you had one opportunity to say something to the world, what would you say?
I would say how happy we are to meet friends from afar. Also, we come from different countries and have different skin colors, but we all love food, music, and peace. If you taste our food and we listen to the music you play, everyone understand and respect each other. The world will become a better place.
Number 2. You mentioned the importance of education. Do you think informal education is just as important as formal education?
Yes, they're equally important. Education is not the filling of a pail, but the lighting of a fire. School teaches us knowledge. Nature inspires our curiosity. Games and sports help us practice cooperation and competition. In fact, different kinds of education can help us stimulate more creativity.
Question number 3. If your parents were being stubborn and they didn't want to listen to you, how do you think you could convince them to take your advice?
I will first encourage them to express their thoughts and then praise their positive parts. Then I will share some examples of my own failures. Indirectly remind them to refine their thoughts. As for the final decision, it's up to them. After all, I can't help them all the time.
这个环节，比如说面对我们评委很犀利的提问的时候，该怎么样更好的去作答？比如说从这个参加雅思考试啊这方面的一些经验，有分享一下。
刚才我觉得大家都看他那个视频和内容啊，我感觉他那个内容非常像那个美国竞选总统，整个核心就是 peace and love， 太大了。对于一个孩子来说，你讲这个这么大的东西，如果我这么跟您说啊，就是如果说讲一个非常大的东西，我们需要长篇大论的展开才能把这个点说清楚。那如果只有1分钟，你为什么起头起这么大呢？因为你说不清楚，你整个就是一个皮儿，就等于是没有内容。你会在内容上
抓小点的。
对，抓小点，因为时间只有1分钟，甚至更短，你没有办法把它长篇大论的展开。它这个议题已经高到可以写论文了。
是的，
对，
所以可能我们在策略上也要去重新选择一下。
对对对，
好，我们来看看评委的评价。
You clearly have a very wide interest in languages and communication of all sorts. You have done a very good job in your submissions in allowing your varied views and knowledge to come across. Please continue to make sure that you maintain your varied interests, which are helping to develop your ideas.
Your pronunciation is already very strong, and it's clear you work very hard when it comes to your English. You've been able to achieve such a high level at such a young age already. I enjoyed learning about Jia Chen and everything he did for China. I also very much agree with your answer about learning outside the classroom. It's important to have a variety of life experience in order to become a more complete person. Good job and keep going.
来，Carol帮我们解读一下招生官的这个潜台词是什么？
对，招生官一般这样非常客气的跟你说话的时候，因为这毕竟不是真枪实弹的这种招生官真的在面试啊。那时候的招生官可能，其实越对你语言严苛的招生官可能会更加喜欢你，他会给你点出你真正的弱点是什么。我感觉这样的招生官，刚才我们这个老师评语其实都是好的，对吧？他其实有一个很大的空间说，对，有点客套，而且他有一个很大的空间说，希望你能在某一个地方保持住这个样子。其实就是说，他其实挑不出来特别大的亮点和他觉得他如果希望你进步，其实他想要你。就这样的一个感觉。对，我就是其实爱之深恨之切嘛，我越其实想点出你的错误，其实我是越喜欢。
加油加油，我还是很看好你哦，加油，
好，
加油！
来，马上看一下分数。好，335.73分，其实也不算低啊，也是不错的一个成绩。在我们的排分榜上会位居一个什么样的位置呢？来看一下。好，现在跃升到了第3位，这是我们的选手过半啊，5位选手之后的一个排名情况。那马上要跟大家见面的是6号选手石书义，来看一下他的风采。
Welcome to my hometown, Changshu. Changshu is a beautiful water city located in the south of the lower reaches of Yangtze River. It's a picture of the creek under the white walls and black tiles, small bridges connected to streets in all directions, and rivers flowing for thousands of years. The city is shaped by water. Here, mountains and lakes make a perfect complement to each other. Every September is the peak season for water chestnuts in Changshu. You'll see farmers out collecting their harvest, run their special wooden buckets in the fields, turning leaf after leaf to collect chestnuts. Water chestnuts are actually not nuts, but are the tubers of aquatic plants. They belong to low-calorie vegetable group and they are rich in nutrition. Raw or cooked, you can taste it any way you like.
对，我们都非常喜欢石书义的这一支这个作品啊，所以刚才 Carol 在看的时候说，这是一个很好的一个样板，就是如果是要做一个申请的一个video 的话，那你也点评一下。
好，因为我经常会看这种申请样板，国外的不管是初中还是高中，甚至大学，他都喜欢收这样的一些 video 啊。那毕竟是一个全方位的东西，我们知道拍摄短视频或长视频，那视觉的效果真的是很抓人的。我们看到他这个视频里面有远景有近景，不光是视频美啊，其实老师会认为，如果你的作品是投了精力的，甚至投了一些金钱进去的，说明你是非常重视这件事情，这是一个态度的问题。所以为什么招生官喜欢好的东西，不是说要大家比谁比较奢华，不是说奢华，是你真的用心了，它有场景、近景、远景，有服装道具等等的配合，包括刚才吃的那个小吃的颜色特别好，然后有这种非常近的那微距，这些都说明你的家长和你都非常用心，你有脚本就非常好，因为用心了嘛，所以我觉得这是一个申请样板。
纯从他的语言角度来说的话，给你留下什么样的一个印象？
那我觉得他词汇也非常的好，对吧？
对，好。
他的词汇真的用词非常的精确，而且很考究。我觉得这个很难得，在小朋友小年龄段特别的重要。
我觉得这个小孩，我现在看完，除了语速有点快，剩下都是无瑕。
很高的评价。好，我们接下来看看他是不是可以把这个优势延续到下面一个环节——议题见解。
Well, this is obviously a very interesting idea if my parents suddenly became my children. Of course, I would treat them fairly and nicely. I would say I love you to them every day and hug and kiss them no matter how grown up they are. Where there's great love, there are miracles. I'll be respectful to them. If they make any irrational demands or exhibit irresponsible behavior, I will correct them with great patience. I will listen to them and encourage them to express what they really think. I think a person of great courage is the one who tells the truth.
I'll spend as much time as I can to be with them. We will travel all around the world and experience lots of new sights, new smells, new sounds, and new cultures together. I will also read with them every night. I will teach them to be brave, honest, and kind, just as what they taught me to be.
我挑了他，因为我太喜欢他，我依然很喜欢他。因为这个孩子就是他，其实是我刚才说过一个回答这个一个问题的一个样板，就是他给了非常多非常精准的细节，就是我每天会跟我们的爸妈说 I love you， 我会怎么帮他啊，这是一个点，细节到位，而且这是每个小孩都可以做得到的事情，说明这是真的啊，非常这个 practical 啊。然后呢，还有一个点呢，就是他的 value 非常正，他的价值观非常正。他里面说过，他说我觉得真正勇敢的人是勇于说实话的人。这个非常占他的这个 personality， 非常占他人设，非常站得非常漂亮。所以我觉得很抓人。
立住了是吧？
对，立住了，非常好。
好，先来看一下这个 Q&A 的部分。
Question number 1. It sounds like you enjoy playing classical music on the piano. Do you also enjoy playing more modern music?
Well, actually, I'm a big fan of modern music. To my understanding, modern music comes from natural impulse and it is free form. Its creative styles, diverse elements and tonalities are all very interesting and attractive to me. Jazz and blues are probably my favorites. I like swinging to the rhythms when I'm playing jazz or blues on the piano. So yeah, apart from the classical music works, I do enjoy playing modern music.
Question number 2. You have a very mature approach to becoming a parent. But wouldn't you be tempted to discipline your parents like they do with you when you get in trouble?
Well, my mom had a book called Positive Discipline. Well, my parents' belief is that discipline relates to instruction, education, and correction. It should be a positive and loving experience. My parents also know that whatever they do, I might imitate. And this is why they have really set a good example of how good parents should behave and what I should follow. Therefore, I would discipline my parents like they do with me because what they do is perfectly right.
Question number 3. What do you think the most challenging part of being a parent would be?
I think the most challenging part of being a parent is how to maintain good manners when the patience is stretched to the limit. All children make mistakes and they're constantly challenging their parents. I think most parents know that during particular difficult times, if they lose control and punish their children with anger, they will certainly get counterproductive results. Self-control is one of the most important skills for parents. However, it's easier said than done.
一如既往的好，
特别好。
好在哪？好在哪？
首先我这么说，我们看到他整个在说话的时候非常松弛，没有特别多余的这个动作和这个表情，或者是
过于夸张的，
对，他就像一个非常好的一个演讲者在给你演讲一个事情，
没错，
这是第一个非常好的。第二个，我还依然就要延续那个，就是外国大学，尤其这种非常优质的大学，非常看重的东西，他都传达出来，也就是他三观非常正，他立的点都是。国外学校非常追求的一个东西，比如说它是基于 communicate 啊，它是基于交流的一种教育方式。那么他已经在表达他的原生家庭父母是怎么样教育他，这样一个就像我刚才说的，性格是没法教的，所以这样的人设是非常非常抓人的。它里面很多三观都非常正。
啊，很高的评价，
对，
很高的评价。
而且我觉得这个是来自于这个实践的经验啊，就是说对于国外的名校，其实我觉得不光是国外的名校，其实国内的很多学校现在也越来越重视，就是价值观孩子的价值观的一种引导。所以从小就这个孩子的三观是否正啊，他是否对这个世界和这个社会拥有特别多的责任感和正义感，这也都是他们想要找到同质素的这样的一类人啊，他们去寻找、去追寻的。那接下来这一点是不是可以得到我们评委的回应呢？我们来听一听。
You're very natural when you speak already. It seems like English comes second nature to you, and you don't struggle to find your words at all. I find you very pleasant to listen to, and your big ear-to-ear smile doesn't hurt either. Overall, great job.
Very good job with your presentation. It's very relaxed, very natural. You speak beautifully. Your friendly personality came through very, very well and naturally. You had very good answers, especially to the third question. So good job overall.
Tina, you are already a long way down the path to being a good public speaker. 1. You smile a lot, and this is so important to an effective presenter. 2, you are confident, but you're not overconfident, and that is good. 3, your ideas are mature. 4, we feel that we know you through your personality. So, no advice from me. Just keep on developing in this natural way, and you have a great future ahead of you.
哎呀，我觉得应该给他鼓鼓掌。这个
好高的评价。
No advice from me。
哇，
对，真的太棒了。这个我觉得这个孩子会惊讶到评委，我觉得真的他太棒了，他应该拿到名校的 offer 了，他太棒了。
就这么肯定了呢？
我觉得
确实是，
反正我心中
也这么想。
如果要是那个什么招生官的话，我肯定会给他放 offer 的。
刚才说了4点，最后一点就是说，通过他的表现可以看到他的 personality， 这个其实也是国外的学校特别看重的一点，对不对？
对，他们非常重视这一点。就我一直在强调，我也跟很多我的学生和家长在交流的时候，我说其实呢，不是说在乎一些表面上的，我会书法，我会这些，其实他最内心硬核的东西才是最核心的竞争力。因为这种东西，你看从言语之间，这些还都非常优秀，但是你看从言语之间，如果你跟着我的导向去看，就是不一样。
没错。
好，来看一看我们这个表现，非常出色，也得到评委特别高评价的石书义会得到怎样的一个分数？哇，345.30分，这应该是目前为止的最高分了啊！我们来看一看排分榜的最新情况。好，一路冲到了第一，我们的这个。哎呀，这个新的擂主又产生了。下一位是谁的？我们
下一位石书义之后
，7号是陈希元。那 Carol 战队的队员是不是可以越战越勇啊
？Welcome to my hometown, Nanjing, the capital of Jiangsu province. There are many impressive places of interest in Nanjing, but today I'm going to introduce the most unique one, the Confucius Temple in Nanjing. It was a place to worship and consecrate Confucius, a great philosopher and educator in ancient China. It is also known as Fuzi Miao in Chinese. Originally, the temple was constructed in the year of 1034 in the Song dynasty. In front of the Nanjing Confucius Temple, the Qinghai River is flowing. Upon it float charming antique drawing boats that pleasantly complement the surrounding traditional residential houses and the temple complex. How fantastic and enjoyable! It feels as if we escape from the modern life and travel back to the ancient time. How cool! Well, next time you come to visit Nanjing, don't forget to call me. I'll show you around and have big meals.
这个是我整场里面应该是也排前3喜欢的小姑娘，因为这是我刚才跟他们说啊，一看这个小孩是我第2个 C， 就是非常 native 啊。我们说这个地道的说，在美国或者加拿大土生土长的，我们称它为 ABC 或者 CBC， 所以我才说这是我第2个 C， 说话非常松弛，因为。我必须得说，有时候雅思考试就是这么不公平。虽然他非常宣称说我们不在乎 pronunciation， 但是这种连音发的非常地道的这种人，就是非常占便宜。可能你一张嘴就是6分以上。对，我记得就是这样占便宜。
这个9分那个标准里，他其实说的很模糊，对吧？但是他那条最模糊的描述，我忘叫什么了，就是很难 tell。
其实就是舒适，对，他就说了个舒服。但是这种东西你没有办法去摸。但是我跟你讲，就是。你看，你作为一个中国人一样，如果你去听一个外国人说话，你听他说话很不清楚，或者是音不在你想发的那个音调上，你就是觉得不舒服。
那我觉得这个小女孩，这个小姑娘就是天生的说话非常非常的悦耳。
对，这个就是老天爷给饭吃，非常有天分，我觉得。
好，我们马上来看一下她的议题见解环节的表现。
If my parents suddenly became my children, wow, it's a bit exciting and complicated. Firstly, I will spend more time with them and not put my time into working, looking through the phone, and other things. We would do many interesting things together, just as the old saying, what you can't do best for me is to stay together forever with me. I should also be more patient and considerable. When my children do something wrong, I wouldn't lose my temper so easily. I would find the true reason behind the mistakes and give them chances to explain and listen carefully. Bad emotions can do nothing but worsen the case.
The last, I would give them considerable love and caring, but not too much. I wouldn't spoil them, because I don't want my children to be the flower in the greenhouse. I would respect them and give them enough courage to face up to challenges, and the most important, I would love them unconditionally, because love is the cure for everything.
稍微点评一下这个环节的表现。
对自己学生必须得夸嘛，我都已经快把他们当我学生了，因为我觉得这种学生如果拿来去考托或者雅的话，应该我手里又会多很多高分的。我觉得这是我的苗子。
不行，这是我们的选手。
对，我很多时候看苗子的时候，我们追120分的时候，这些孩子其实都有这样的底，对，都有这样的底，非常舒服。我刚才还跟他们说，我说这是第2个就是口语高分的样板，给了很多 detail， 而且它的框架给的非常漂亮，逻辑感非常清晰。First, second， 然后它是一点一点往下陈述，一点都不模糊，所以而且还很从容，说话很从容。
我觉得从演讲的角度来说，就他把整个讲稿处理的特别自然，
是
你看不出来他是准备好的，对，他真的处理的特别的自然平滑。
7号陈希元是否可以超越6号石书义，就看他最后一个环节的表现了。来看一下 Q&A。
Question number 1. Why did you choose the story of Cinderella for your self-introduction?
No special reasons really, I just like the story very much, and it is also a very typical fairy tale, which is impressive and fantastic. Besides, when I was a little girl, my mom used to read it to me all the time. Maybe she wanted me to love her more. After all, she is my mommy, not my stepmother. Well, it's just a joke. What's more is that I'm an innocent little girl, but I have to pretend the vicious stepmother. It's a bit challenging though, but I like challenges.
Question 2. Do you think that living in Nanjing is nicer than in Beijing?
Of course, I think living in Nanjing is much nicer than living in Beijing. The first reason is I was born in Nanjing. I grew up in Nanjing. Like China is my motherland, and when it comes to Nanjing, I always think of my dearest mommy, who will love others more than his mom. Besides, I love eating ducks, especially the Nanjing salted duck. Although there is roast duck in Beijing, but they're completely different flavor. I love Nanjing salted duck more. I love my hometown more.
And question number 3. Do you think your parents spoil you?
I don't think my parents spoil me. You know, spoil somebody means to give somebody too much love without principle. My parents are not that kind of people. I mean, it can only be said that I should be given more chances to experience all kinds of challenges. I want to share some difficulties with my parents instead of getting love and caring from them only. I want to tell them these difficulties and hardship are the essential part of my growth.
他说话非常舒服，非常邻家，非常像一个当地 grow up 这样一个小孩，但是呢，他可能就会输在词汇上，非常语言表达也非常的那种，简单易懂，太通俗了。毕竟这是个比赛嘛，还是需要提前准备一些，让我能够 get 你的语言的这个词汇 range 很广的这种一些东西，让我能抓得到。但是现在我感觉他可能失在了这个上面。我觉得如果丢就丢在这个上面。
而且我觉得对这个招生官来说，他们对这个东西更敏感了，就是耳朵一直在抓，等着这个东西。
对，其实我觉得他们比我等得更严重吧，因为毕竟我是在教学生做，他们是考官，他们会更加严格追求这个事情，他们是不能接受这样的瑕疵啊什么的。
其实我们真的是鸡蛋里头挑骨头啊。那我们的招生官呢，虽然不是雅思的这个考官啊，但他们都是 native speakers， 他们肯定会对这个我们的选手们，会有不一样的这个标准和角度。我们来听一听我们的评委的一个评价。
You certainly have done well in your presentations. Your energy and enthusiasm bubble up, and you already have a strong personality. You have a warm smile, and your voice is controlled and effective. In your self-introduction, we want to hear your words, not lines from a film. We need you and your unique personality to shine out. Well done so far. I'm confident that you, Bunny, will go far.
You displayed a great deal of confidence in your presentation, which was great, and your personality came out very well, I think. You have a natural pronunciation and a rhythm, and speak very much like a native English speaker. There were a couple of small things. You said voice to you, and it should have been speak to you. And you mispronounced calligraphy. But overall, it was a good job, and good luck in everything.
It's not easy to keep a consistent rhythm and flow when you're rapping the lyrics to a song, and you made it look easy. I was really impressed by that, and it was also a smart way to start your video because I was eager to see what else you had to say. You're very natural on screen, and you have a clear confidence in your abilities. English flows out of you with ease, which makes it very easy to listen to you. Fantastic job, you nailed it.
我们的7号小朋友陈希元是否可以超越我们前面的选手，位居榜首？来看一下他的分数。337.99分啊，也非常高的一个分数了。好，我们来看一下最后的排分榜的变化。7位选手之后，我们的陈希元是排到了第3位啊，都是你的人是吧？前3位都是你的人，
前3名都是我。
果然还是这个眼光比较毒辣啊，确实还是 experience。
好，有请8号洪运涛。
I'm from Hangzhou, a beautiful and ancient city. I'm very interested in old walls, and Hangzhou has about 200 of them, so it's the perfect place for me to study them. The walls have all kinds of shapes, like circles, squares, hexagons, and octagons. I think every old wall has a story of its own. They're just like eyes, watching the developing Hangzhou for hundreds of years. This is one of the most famous four-eyed walls in Hangzhou. It is about 200 years old. Let me show you how a wall works. First, you get a bucket and a rope. Then you tie the rope onto the bucket. After that, you throw the bucket into the wall. After you got a bucket full of water, you hoist up. Then you can use the water to wash your face, your hands, and even ice watermelon.
尤其他说到这个景
，Wells are like the eyes of the city。
对，然后啪切景切到整个杭州都变，哇，很感动。
好，来看一看他的议题见解环节。
If my parents suddenly changed into my children, I would treat them two ways. If they're good, like super good, like finishing homework on time or helping me do lots of housework, I will greet them warmly after school and prepare some delicious snacks for them. My mom always do that. And give them some tips when they're doing their homework, telling them what they did wrong and what they did right. If they want some money, I'll give them 300 yuan once a month and let them buy whatever they want. If they're bad, like super bad, like watching TV nonstop or crying nonstop, then I would yell at them or lock them into the bathroom, letting them reflect over what they did wrong. My dad did that to me once. I really hope it can be true. Dad, you hear me?
哇！
哎呀，最后这一下很霸气哈。
对，很有趣，但是里面我感觉问题是有一些问题，我又开始当坏阿姨了，是吧？
没关系，
因为
反正是他站队的，
对对对，那我就要 Q 一下，说一下了啊，就是首先呢，第一个问题，我感觉到明显这个小孩的词语匮乏，就是说他说 good like super good， 就好像我们中文说。就是好像我们今天很多人喜欢说 very， 对吧？非常喜欢说 very， 我很怎么样 very， 然后或者还会说 very very good， 或者 very 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 good， 或者我 super good。但是英文不像我们中文，不是说3遍就再加平方或者加立方，对对对，就是其实英国就是重要的话说1遍就够了。然后这样的话，他如果给我换一个其他词，反而我会觉得好，比如 good、fantastic， 换一个词，起码我能感觉到你的 range。但是这样的话，它基本上在重复，就会感觉到很空，就感觉他的年龄组啊，其实是会再往下一点，而不是这个年龄段，就是跟前面几个女生比起来的话，它词汇就是很简单了，过于简单。
其实它有一个，我们刚才刚说过，说如果一大堆的 like 会怎么样，结果这就出现了。
对，第二个问题就是我刚才感觉他在表达他跟说，如果是他是父母啊，父母是孩子的时候，我感觉他的逻辑啊就是过于单纯。 刚才你听到我们好多招生官对于这些学生的评价是你的思想的 idea 非常 mature， 是吧？他说你很成熟，那就是三观很正，或者他们就很喜欢这样，就叫志同道合吧，可能叫 value 一致啊，价值观一致。那这个小孩就很粗暴，如果你表现好，我就给你300；表现不好就一样了的
关厕所里，
对，我就跟你大吼大叫。这样的他会觉得这个孩子会很急。
不会，我觉得很 real， 我觉得很 real，
很 real。话说回来啊，我觉得在这个年龄段，可能女孩就是要成熟一些。
是，就是感觉这孩子可能像男孩一样比较直吧，比较直啊。你好我就对你好，你不好对你不好。但是这样其实他会失分的。对于考官来说，因为观众都跟我们一样看这么多片子，是吧？那他会喜欢挑那种价值观更吻合、value 更一致的。
简单粗暴一点。
好了，我们曹聪老师开始为他的队员使劲的这个
defend，
使劲的这个去对，
所以这个晕涛不要让我失望啊！不要。
好，最后一个环节，来看看他的表现怎么样。
Question number 1. You have read over 1,000 English books. Why do you think this is important?
I think reading is important because reading can improve my concentration. It can also help me focus on something. Also, reading expands my knowledge. From Wings of Fire, I know a thrilling continent named Pyria. From We Have No Idea, I learned many things that humans have no idea. The more I read, the more I know about different people and different worlds. That's why I love reading.
Question 2. Why are you interested in street dancing?
I'm interested in street dancing because when you do the moves, it's very cool. And you make other people feel very happy and excited. Although sometimes some movements are very hard, but if you keep trying, you can still conquer it. I've been practicing street dancing for 2 years, and I'm going to tell you, it's very hard, but what I've learned from street dancing is that you should never give up and keep trying.
And question 3. What qualities do you have that would make you a good father?
I have many qualities that will make me a good father. First, I can read many bedtime stories for them every night. You don't like reading, right? Second, I have patience. When my kids make mistakes, I'll give them a second chance. If they did something wrong, like they pushed over the table and plates crashed onto the floor, I'll reason with them. Everybody deserves a second chance, right? Bring! Oh, it's almost time. Time is almost up. But I believe that I will be a great father.
Wow.
哎呀，你的人，
你
自己也是一个被英语耽误的 rapper， 你来评价一下。
刚 defend 他很多啊，不过在这确实说，刚才确实帮我们的晕涛辩护，但在这儿确实我也要有话要说。第一个，你说了 I want to be really cool， 对吧？我给你介绍一个人啊，他就是因为你说到你喜欢街舞嘛，对吧？街舞是街头文化的这个4大元素之一，我们还有 graffiti 涂鸦、DJ、MC， 还有街舞，对吧 ？MC 就是我们说 rapper 啊，那他们的就是同源的嘛，对吧？那有一 rapper 呢，他叫 Rakim， 他是最伟大的说唱歌手之一的这个Eminem 的偶像啊，那他是一个非常酷的，那我告诉你他怎么说唱的。这个 attend dramatic things in the attics and things is like watching the movie through a panoramic screen, which means I can see the whole planet in the scene. You 看不到他说他是 Well, you know, it's like a panoramic scene. I can see the whole. No, he's not like that. 他很酷，但你从字里行间你就感觉他很酷。顺便我再 Q 一下这个人，他是 flow 的发明者啊。所以你看到这么伟大的一个人，对吧？这么酷的一个人，他并不是说，张牙舞爪，对吧？
平常说话并不这样。
对，他是用技巧打败别人，用技巧让别人觉得酷。所以我觉得对你来说，如果你真的要酷，一定要在内核上再修炼修炼。Alright, you got me?
剩下的，我觉得第一个比较严重的问题，在这一趴非常明显的，就是因为你在做 speech。但是你好像就是你停不下来，你这个小动作多到什么？我们为什么说你说话你要稳在那里啊？有时候你看他们说相声比较极端的一个东西啊，说相声是不能戴首饰的，什么都不能戴，耳钉、耳环什么都不能戴。为什么？这样会吸引别人不该有的注意力。这个人的注意力应该在你身上，可是你的这些东西会让人都分散掉，根本不知道你在说什么，没有人在注意你在说什么，只注意你在扔书。你在造出来的一些 noise， 所以 这个时候我们为什么说我们需要人 focus， 需要他们 concentrate？ 那你要首先给他们营造一个我可以 concentrate 的点，我才会跟你 eye contact。不然的话，我怎么会被你抓住呢？我的心都是浮的，我的心可能在这儿，在这儿，在这儿，在这儿，就是不在你身上。就是你的小动作多到没有人想要注意你在说什么，而注意你的所有的外围，这样是很恐怖的一件事情。没有人在听你说什么。
最后啊，运涛，那个咱们也都爱书之人啊，对书温柔一点，像我们轻轻把它放回去，不要。
没错没错，究竟会得到评委的一个什么样的评价？我们来听一听。
Well, you've read over 1,000 English books and counting. I'm sure that's many more than I've read. Now, you are clearly an avid reader. Now, when you become a father, I recommend keeping some books in the bathroom. That way, if you ever lock your children in there, then they can work towards beating your book total.
You have a very natural pronunciation and rhythm and cadence, so it's a very good job. You speak really quite beautiful English. There were a few small errors. You pronounced wells in a way that made me think you kept saying walls. So be careful about that. You said my mom always do that. It should be my mom always does that. One other thing, we're very animated when you speak, which is good because it can engage the listener, but also can be too distracting if it's overdone. But overall, nice job.
Aaron, your presentation style is very competent. Good English, confident. You express yourself powerfully. But the big question is, are you a good public speaker? Yes, a good start, but here is my advice. Public speaking is not street dancing. When you present, use your body language, but stand still. Watching you is like watching a box full of frogs. When you speak, take it a little bit easy. Don't talk like a machine gun. Smile a bit. Ask questions. Show your personality. Let the listener feel your interest, not just hear your words. A good start and a long journey ahead of you. But as you say, never give up.
说得很到位了，
对
啊，说得很到位了。好，我们来看一下运涛的得分情况，328.51分。好，那这样的一个成绩在我们的排分榜上位居什么位置呢？好，到了第6位。现在呢是8位选手已经完成了他们所有的比赛，接下来是第9位选手，有请王舒涵。
Taobao is a treasure trove in China. I'm glad to say it is located in my city, Hangzhou. Everyone has the experience of online shopping in Taobao. Even my grandparents are the fans of it. I can take an order at Taobao this morning and the delivery guy will send my item to my doorstep next day early morning. Because I'm living in Hangzhou, Alibaba was born in my city. So if you are a big fan of online shopping and impatiently wait for your delivery, why not move to Hangzhou as fairy sprinkles the dust and you get your item immediately? Online shopping saves time for lots of busy people. My father is incredibly busy at his business. Online shopping offers the easy way to buy products. Education is the first mission for Jack Ma. Ringu School in Hangzhou, founded by Alibaba, shows their commitment to the next generation because children can make a greater impact in the future. Some of my close friends went there. They perform violin, piano, and sports to highest standard.
这个短片看完，我觉得他的语言表达能力是不错的。可能我的一点见解，我觉得他这个选题有问题。
这个是我们什么时候拿到了阿里的赞助？
对，这个选题有问题，因为我们说的是他的家乡嘛。他的家乡，刚才我们说孔庙啊什么，这都是城市特色的一个部分。我不能说阿里不能叫做杭州的特色啊，但是呢，我感觉他这个选题还是有点欠缺，有点片面了。
片面了，
确实有点片面了。
我觉得他可能也是想有一点新意，就是说一下这个大家可能都是选传统文化的，我选一个现在的，就是 能够代表现在中国实力的这样的一个企业去作为城市的一个文化象征。
所以说，为什么不能选一个更加真实、有血肉的？因为大家都喜欢看矛盾，矛盾是什么？城市的缺点啊。我们敢不敢把这城市缺点爆出来，然后你再给一个非常漂亮的解决办法，那你会更出挑的。
我已经隐隐的感觉到了，明年我们的选手 My hometown
has lots of problems.
My hometown don't even want to talk about it. My home, but let me tell you, I want to get better.
好了，事情先收一下。好，我们来看一下议题见解环节，我们的这位小朋友的表现。
My parents became my children. This is an impossible mission for my whole family. But if any wicked witch granted my dream, carrot and stick should be my policy. I know most parents are eager to know the stick instead of carrots. Well, calm down, easy. I'll be gentle as much as possible. First of all, they have to be optimistic and happy so they can take on any challenge they might face. It is important to be strong to comfort any difficulty. Secondly, I'll send them to do community service so they can learn social responsibilities and they're able to meet more people. Thirdly, I'll be strict to them. There's no excuse to be accepted. If they violated the rule, they might be punished by me as I have high expectations for them. Those are my amazing treat for my parents. You're welcome to drop any comments, but I should warn you, I might not reply as soon as possible since I might be punishing them to do some push-ups. Bye-bye.
就是我听完这个回答呢，其实是大部分孩子可能都在经历的一种家庭教育的方式，就是非常严格。
其实每次在我们的名校国际招生团来到我们的现场的时候，可能都会感受到文化上的一些差异。就本来我们会觉得很好的，或者是这个孩子讲的很有新意的地方，他们会觉得哎呀，跟我们的这个价值观是有冲突、有不认可的地方。对。但是呢，他们也会站到一个国际理解这样的一个可能相对宽容的一个角度。一方面是这个孩子年龄还比较小，第二呢，他也认识到这个两个文化之间的这种差异，所以呢，也不会去强求说你一定要按我的这个价值观来。好，来看一下最后一个环节 Q&A。
Question 1. You are now obviously very good at paper cutting. Can you tell us what you found most difficult when you first started paper cutting and how you learned to improve?
The first barrier for me was the accuracy of shapes and patterns. It took me a year of practice to cut the shapes of triangles, squares, and hoops. I could not get them right. It was boring. But I stick to it. I made it. These are the basic skills or stepping stones for me to cut lovely animals and Dr. Zhong Nanshan. The doctor is actually the combination of a wild range of shapes. But now, my challenge to find my personal touch. I did everything to make my cutting recognizable.
Question number 2. You say that education is the first mission for Jack Ma. And I know that you contribute to charities now. How would you like to contribute to society when you grow up?
When I become a grown-up, I'll invest my money in a unique school. It is specifically for orphans, poor children, and disabled kids. It is free of charge, so education is also accessible for them. Also, I'll create a foundation to dedicate funding to different social activities, such as taking children to foreign countries or to theme parks.
Question number 3. You advocate the use of carrot rather than stick. But what do you think are the most effective rewards which you can give?
I am a smart girl, so I identified that my parents have always been a big fan of smartphones. My stick is that all the smartphone will be taken away by me, so they can focus on their studies and drawing practice. When they feel tired and desperate, the smartphone will be immediately put out in front of their face. They can indulge themselves for an entire day. Playing games and chatting with friends can make them excited. Then I have to be cruel to get back the phone. They will definitely follow my rules.
Wow.
最后一句同样很霸气哈。
我 follow my rules。
OK， 好，刚才我们已经对我们的王舒涵点评了很多了，我们直接来听一下我们的国际评委对他有什么样的一些印象。
Well, I must say I am very impressed with your paper cutting skills and even more impressed with your charity fundraising efforts. Your desire to give back in the future by being a benefactor of a school is very admirable.
I am pleased to see that you understand the importance of supporting charities and that you hope to do so in the future. You are someone who clearly has ideas of their own, which you are keen to put into practice in your later life. If you are not successful in winning this year's competition, it would be great to see examples of you helping others in your videos next time.
First of all, I want to say great job on putting your talent to good use. It was a very cool story about how you're selling your paper cutouts, taking the money to help others. Our world needs more kindness in it like that. You also did a very good job describing Alibaba and Hangzhou. It almost sounded like a commercial. I feel like they could hire you. Your English is very good. You're confident when you speak, and you're excellent at communicating your ideas. Overall, good job.
好，我们来看一下，最后王舒涵的得分，337.91分，也是一个不错的成绩。那么会在排分榜上位居一个什么样的位置呢？我们马上来更新一下。好，到了第4位，不错啊。我们还有最后一位选手还没有登场，同样是一位男生，然后是曹冲战队的张可为，马上来再看一下他的家乡。
Dongquan Lake, the biggest freshwater lake in Zhejiang province, is a step away from the bustling city Ningbo. It's a place where I can slow down, lift your pressure, and feel the flow of time. Whenever I come here, it reminds me of my childhood. I enjoy myself in watching Dragon Ball races and collecting spiral shells. Oh yes, spiral shell is a typical dish here in Dongquan Lake. We call it the kiss from Dongquan Lake. Now, let's see how we cook it right away. First, we've got to cut the rear ends and clean them. Then, throw them to the pot, stir-fry them with every ounce of your strength. I can already feel the smell filling into my nostrils. Now, let's kiss the spiral shell. Yes, it's the taste of childhood. It's the taste of hometown.
好饿啊！
就最后这一下，我觉得有一点那个小男生的那个感觉。
对，
前面都显得很沉稳。
是硅谷精英，立领 polo。
今天三位小男生呢，就是好像有2个极端，一个是特别好动、特别张牙舞爪的，然后另外2位呢就很文静，包括我们刚才这位，这个最后一位这个张可为也是这个沉稳有余，而活泼略显不足。
对，
好，来看一看他的议题见解。如果他和父母兑换角色，他会怎么对待他们呢
I'd have to train myself to be a qualified parent. Make them proud of how much I love the family, not proud of how much I earn for the family. I will be positive and have a positive influence on my children, so my children would have a great sense of family pride. If I were the parent, the first priority would be to teach my children how to read. As it's common knowledge that kids love eating snacks, and their eyes will light up at the mention of buffet. So I will build a special library for them, combine it with a buffet, and call it as Library. We can read and eat and read. I will also tell my children not everything has a price tag. You can't buy love, friendship, freedom, or peace. The best things in life are priceless.
非常沉稳的站在一个风景如画的地方，发表了对于这个问题的一个个人的看法。好，那我们来听一听评委对他的前3个环节都有什么样的问题。
Question 1. You say that the limits of your language are the limits of your life. Do you think that English is the only important language to know?
I don't think English is the only important language to learn.
The purpose of language is not just to communicate, but also to learn other cultures. I like to try German later, so when I visit my favorite football club, Bayern Munich, I can communicate with my superstars in German. My dad has an Italian friend who speaks fluent English, but when I greeted her with ciao instead of hello, I can tell she was very impressed.
Question 2. You mentioned dragon boat racing. That is something particular to China. Can you tell us more about its history and why it is important?
Dragon Boat Festival is celebrated in honor of China's first poet Qu Yuan, also known as a patriot, who didn't stay in the king's good graces. Frustrated, he drowned himself in a river. People tried to save him, but failed. Since then, Dragon Boat Race has been held to mark this rescue. We sometimes joke when other poets left us tons of poems to recite, Qu Yuan left us a holiday.
Question number 3. You say that you would have to train yourself to be a qualified parent. Do you think that people should have to pass a test to qualify before they have children?
Recently, I've been reading some biographies of great men. Most of their parents were quite ordinary, but brought up extraordinary children. They hadn't taken any paper tests, but their experience of life has somehow worked even better than the test. But I do agree that tests can serve as a good way to see if the new parents are well prepared or not. Tests also help them learn and remember what they've been taught.
比如说，我就拿切到篮球这个角度来说，从篮球看到表达，对吧？我觉得你要更直接一些，更直接一些。因为无论是篮球场上还是什么场上，你都得非常的这个 precise，然后要
to the point，
对，
才能得分嘛。好，那我们来听听评委对他有什么样的一个印象。
It's great to see that you are someone who has an interest in books, but also in sport and the outdoors. I was particularly impressed by the breadth of your vocabulary, which you are already displaying. I hope that you soon have chance to learn languages other than English and can show us what you have learnt in the future.
I enjoyed your presentation very much. You speak naturally and nicely and pronounce the words well. I was really struck by the phrase, the limits of your language are the limits of your life. I think that is very true. And every new language that we learn opens new windows for us on the world. And you did capture very nicely how food can be associated with a place and a time in our lives, and why that's one of the reasons it's so important and so evocative of memories. So good job overall.
Mark, you are at the beginning of your public speaking journey. Already, your spoken English is good. You pronounce your words clearly and speak quite slowly, and that is good. My advice for your further development is that you should let your personality shine through. We know that you play basketball and that you like reading, but do we know you better? In future, let the real Mark shine through.
那么在最后一位选手张可为表现完了之后啊，在我们宣布他的成绩之前，我们在一开始介绍规则的时候说，如果我们的名校对哪一位我们今天出场的选手特别心仪、特别喜欢，那么也可以单独给他推荐信。所以今天呢，我们非常高兴地宣布，在今天的10位选手当中，有4位选手获得了单独的名校的推荐信。那么他们分别是谁呢？我们先来看第一位。
College's recommendation letter in the lower elementary group goes to Yao Shimeng. Well done. We've given you this recommendation letter because you show the qualities that we think are excellent in a student.
好，祝贺姚希蒙获得了 Cats College 英国剑桥文理中学的邀请函，祝贺他。好，那么我们来看第2位。
Annie, congratulations on receiving the recommendation letter for George Stevens Academy. I thought you did a tremendous job. I was so impressed with your presentation, your personality, and I wish you all the very best of luck. Again, congratulations.
好，祝贺姚周行是你的队员啊，获得了 George Stevens Academy， 也就是乔治史蒂文斯学院的推荐信，祝贺他。OK， 那么第3位是谁呢？
Hello, Joy. Roger Sinnett here, speaking to you from St. Bees School, far away in England. Joy, you are indeed a voice to the world. I wish to give you my personal congratulations on a super performance. When you speak, people listen, and that is the art of a presenter. Well done indeed.
哎，祝贺陈佳玉，我们曹聪战队的获得了 St. Bees 圣比斯公学，英国的圣比斯公学的推荐信，也祝贺他。还有最后一位，从我们剩下的选手当中，谁会获得这一份特殊的荣誉呢？我们来看一下。
Congratulations to Chen Xiren for winning a recommendation letter to Erie First Christian Academy.
哎，祝贺陈希元获得了Erie First Christian Academy， 也就是美国伊利第一基督教学校的特殊的推荐信啊！祝贺他，祝贺他。好，那么最后呢，我们来看一下我们的10号选手张可为的4个环节的得分。334.19分。那么现在我们的排分榜已经有了一些新的变化。那么谁是我们现在的榜首？谁是我们今晚最后的冠军呢？我们一起来看一下。好，那张可为呢是最终排到了第7位啊。那么现在位居榜首的仍然是我们的石书义小同学345.30分，掌声祝贺他获得了我们的喜笑联名的推荐信，也是我们 Carol 战队的，祝贺他，
来吧。分我2个学校。
好。当然，我们的名校呢也送上了他们的祝福，来，我们来听一下。
Tina, what can I say? You are already an excellent presenter, and you therefore received the highest marks in the group. I have pleasure in naming you the group winner. That means you are a true Outlook superstar.
Many congratulations on being the group winner.
Congratulations to the group winner.
Congratulations on being the overall group winner.
Congratulations to Shi Shuyu for becoming a group winner of 2020 Outlook Superstars.
哎，我们的评委也送上了真挚的祝福。我们的小选手们真的是通过自己的努力啊，也和家长的这个共同的配合，拿到这样的一个成绩。每个人我们都值得给他点个赞。好，那今天呢，我们的这个 Carol 战队当然是获得了这个冠军的这份殊荣，所以还有一个特别的我们的礼包 Outlook Superstars 的礼包要送给你。
谢谢
也祝贺你 ，Congratulations！
Congrats！
好，那明天的同一时间还会有一位神秘嘉宾来到我们的直播间，我们明天